Hey, Mr.MiyagiStyle. Hey guys, I just wanted to do a segment on the Insta360 Studio update that came out today, version 5.0. They made a lot of major changes to this. I didn't really like using the old version just because it was kind of very basic, but they've really changed this, and I'll show you just a quick segment on what they've changed and what they've added and some of the features. I actually exclusively work with a video editing tool called CapCut. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. It's a great application for very quick video editing. You can get into sound editing, video editing. You can implement different filters, text, music, all kinds of stuff. Nice thing about the CapCut is you can also implement LUTs, which are color profiles. You can actually color grade your videos, posts. And you'll see why this update is very similar to CapCut if you've ever used CapCut. If you've never used it, definitely look into it. CapCut comes with a version for your phone as well as the desktop. The desktop version is much more versatile. It does a ton of stuff. It does text to speech, speech to text. You can do voiceovers. You can do real live recording for commentating, that kind of stuff. It's just a phenomenal app. And the best of all, CapCut is actually free to use. I used to use Power Director, Premiere, DaVinci, those ones. DaVinci and Premiere are pretty complex. So if you don't have the skill set, Premiere is not a way to go, and neither is DaVinci. And they both are very costly applications to buy. DaVinci does have a free version. Power Director is probably the cheapest you can buy. There's other ones, so there's a ton of them out there, but you're still looking at $100, $50 or whatever to buy, right? The Insta360 Studio is free if you can just download off their website. CapCut is free as well. So those are two main tools that I use for doing any type of social media platform videos. And I'm just going to show you very quickly what they've added, and I'll give you a couple of examples of what you can do with this new Insta360 Studio version 5.0. So let's get going. So you'll see on my screen here, I've got the screen capture on here. So I'm just going to do a project. You can do just the media itself. So if I want to just bring in, without going into project and bring in a media, and this is just if you want to do something really simple. Like I've got a video of me driving just on a dashboard. This one I can go into the right hand panel and bring down. I can do color plus options, brighten it up a little bit, give it a little bit more contrast, that kind of thing, which is really good. It has clarity plus, which gives you kind of a more sharpened image. Motion ND gives you that warp effect on the side of the video, and you have aqua vision, which is really designed for if you're underwater. From the blue or the greenish tinge that you see in a lot of the underwater footage. So for divers, that kind of thing, you would use the aqua vision. It actually works quite well. Typically what we have to do is implement red filter if we're doing dives, because when you do dive, the deeper you go, you start to lose the color red, right? So that's what the aqua vision kind of compensates for that. The camera does a very good job doing it by itself, right out of the camera. This just adds a little bit more color grading to underwater footage. So you could do it this way. This is the very simple way of doing it, and you can only do one video at a time. So if you're just doing one video at a time, you would have to go through this. So I'm just going to export out of this. I'm going to just get out of this here. I'm going to go project, and I'm going to start a new project here. This is really cool. So the project, I'm just going to do test video. And you can do 16:9. You can do different ratios, 2.35, the Weird Ace Pro ratios that they have, 9:16, that kind of thing. But we're doing standard 16:9. You can do 30 frames. Performance is just proxy performance, 480, 760. More for I think for social media. I just do the default. So we're presented with with an editor like this, and you'll see the editor is very similar. If you've worked with CapCut, it's very similar to CapCut. What I mean by is the left side panel and the right side panel center, which is your video, and then you have your timeline at the bottom. So that's the first video I'm gonna use. The second video I'm gonna bring in is something very different. So I'm just gonna go to media, and I'm just gonna import this one here first. So let's import video. Okay, and I'm going to import another one. So this one's a little different. That's what I like about this is that you'll see, because I have the Insta360 RS1 360 camera with the modular system that you can move out the 360 lens and put a 4K lens on it. And I'm going to use that as a second video, combined video, right? This is something I took in Cuba, so let me see if I can pull. Yeah, this is the one right here. So now I have two videos. I have one I shot with the Ace Pro, which is standard 4K 30 frames, and I have one that's a 5.7K 360 degree video. So if you notice 360, I can actually spin it around on my video here. And so I can actually take these and combine them together. Now, when you combine a 360 and a regular video, you can't obviously export to 360 because the regular video won't be in 360, right? So you are limited that way. But it doesn't matter, because it's cool that I can take two segments of video, two very different types of lenses, two very different types of environment shooting, and then merge it together into one video. And the nice thing about that is, so I'm going to drag my my Ace Pro video down here. Where did it go? Sorry, down here, and I'm going to drag the 360 video right next to it. So it's going to be on the right hand side. It's a little bit shorter, obviously, because the 360 videos are much shorter segments. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the so you guys are probably familiar with the magnifying glass. This expands your timeline, so you can actually see more of your footage. I'm going to cut this down a half right about here, so I'm going to make this tiny, so when I do export, it won't take forever to export. Okay, so you do have the same amount of tools on the top here on your timeline. So you have your timeline, you have your video segment, and you have your audio, and then you can add in text on the top line here, right? And then over here you have the undo and redo. You have the split, which cuts your film basically like a knife, and then you have the split trim beginning, which when you cut it, it actually takes out anything on the left hand side at the beginning of the video. And then you have the trim end, which takes out the end of the video when you hit the trim. Okay, so I did the trim end. When I trimmed it here, it just basically deleted it because I don't want the end, right? And I've merged the two together. So now you have these three icons as well. These are very similar to CapCut, almost identical. CapCut has a couple more tools on there. This one is basically the magnet. So when I have two video footage, separate video, I can actually pull it aside, and it'll stay there if I have the magnet off. If I have the magnet on, it automatically snaps into the first video. What? What's the matter?
There's a delivery guy at the door that.
Oh, he needs a code? Yeah, let me just pause it. Hey, sorry, I had a delivery at the door. So, so I've merged the two. So basically, these buttons here, auto snapping just means that when you have this, it snaps to it's like a magnet. It just snaps to the next segment, so it doesn't leave a hole in the center. So that's pretty much what it does. And then this one is preview access. I'm not sure what that is. Cursor and time preview access will appear. Oh, okay, just a preview. I don't really use it, so not a big deal. The neat thing I'm going to show you here is on the left hand side you have your project, media, music, text, transition. We'll get to that later on. What I'm going to concentrate is on the right hand side. So the two different type of media. So on the right hand side I have the 360, and on the left hand side I have just a regular 4K standard. So when you do the 4K standard, it has all the options that you normally would have for the Ace Pro or any 4K video, right? So you have the clarity, the color plus, the clarity plus, motion ND, and then Aqua Vision. You guys are familiar with this if you use the Insta360 app. And now they've added the audio, which is kind of nice because now you can bring down the volume of the audio. I wish they do that with the single video one, you know, the media. When you're just doing the single video editing, they don't have volume for that one. They do have it in a project mode, and you have the fade in, fade out, and you have the denoise, voice focus as noise reduction as well. Now, the neat thing about this, when I go to the 360, it gives me all the 360 features, so I can turn this into a Tiny Planet if I want to. So I can implement Tiny Planet into my video segment. This is kind of neat. And if you don't, and it also has deep track too, so I can actually deep track an individual here. So if I want to just follow a certain person on the video, it will actually the whole 360 will just keep following that person throughout the whole video. So I can pick anybody. I can pick me. I can pick this guy here or whatever. When you hit deep track, it just creates a cursor, and you make a little border around that person, and it'll just deep track that person. But I won't do that right now. You guys are familiar with it if you have a 3D or a 360 camera. The other thing too, it has the flow state stabilization. It has all the features that you normally would have for any 360 video that you've taken. This is kind of neat. This was something new from, I think, the last 2 updates, the stitching, which is really cool because it actually compensates your video stitching when you have a dive case on, which I had a real problem when I first got this camera. It didn't have all this, so I had these weird apparitions where, because the dive case, the glass is out more, the case is out more, so it created this weird border. So this, they've created I guess filters that compensates for that, which is nice. They're always thinking about stuff like that with Insta360 to fix issues and take care of customer requests. Dynamic stitching, so all color plus as well. I can do color plus on this as well. So they've got, for each segment, depending on what how the video is taken, whether it's 360 or regular, it has its own what do you call it, adjustments for that particular video, 360, that kind of thing, and it has it for the 4K. So, and then you can just merge it too, and you can merge as much and combine as much video as you want, which is the new feature of this app, right? Which is really cool. And the other thing too is once you've got that done, you can add, you can go back and you can add audio. So the neat thing that's very much like CapCut on here is the music. So I can actually add music now. Okay, so if when you click music, it gives you all these samples, right? And you can pick different ones. It'll give you a sample, play sample. So I'm gonna pick one and add one. Oh, there you go, Cafe Havana. So when I select like that, you can actually favorite. Click on the start, it'll keep it on your favorites tab. So you have a certain amount of music you use all the time, keep it favorite, just like CapCut has that too. And I can just hit the down button, it'll download it, right? And then I just hit the plus button, I just add it to the bottom. You'll see at the bottom here, right? So when you play your video, it's going to play the music with your video as well. They already cut this video very well. Let me just segment this video right here. So I'm going to select this, move it over here. Once I get moving, there we go. There we go. So I'm going to do the left. So it cuts to the left. There we go. So now it's going to start moving with the music. So that's one thing that's really cool that CapCut has. I can add text as well. So let's say if I want to add this one right here, and I'll add this text. I'll put it on top here, and I'm going to change it to the 360 update studio. Okay, so let's play this and see what it looks like. So there you go. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? So you can add, there's a whole bunch of different themes and stuff like that for titles or text and that kind of, you just add regular text if you want to, right? What I do wish that they had a little bit more with this one, like CapCut is if you go to CapCut and you go to the text option, it has a lot more features. So it has auto caption, it has text to speech, it has voiceovers, live recording, commentating, that kind of stuff, which is really cool. And I use it all the time for some of my TikTok videos or social platform videos. What I mean by that is I can take I could type in a segment of text, and I can go from text to speech. And you can pick different types of voice, like little kids' voices or old man voices or British accents or that kind of stuff. So there's tons of those in CapCut. I wish they had that. It's actually useful if you're doing a lot of social media stuff. The other thing that's really cool is auto captioning. So if I have voice, let's say if I commentate or like I'm doing here, and I wanna have closed caption, and the CapCut has what they call a captioning, auto captioning tool. So you just hit caption, pick the language that you want. And it's like 30 languages. You can go Arabic, or you can go Italian, or you can go whatever, French or whatever. It'll actually automatically recognize your pretty good accuracy. I would say about 90%, 95% accuracy. You still have to kind of go back and kind of check and make sure you proofread it, right? But it will auto caption your voice, voiceover sound, you're commentating, and just put it all in like subtitles. It's really cool. Things like that I would love to see in this in future updates, and I think it will come, because this really looks a lot like CapCut, the way this interface is designed and the changes they've made here. I can also add caption or transitions. So if I want to add transitions to this, let me see, let's do a blur. I can just drag it down here to the corner and drop it down. I can change duration, so I can change it to 1 second. And then we can do a, let me do a little music over here. Add some music. Let's see that one. Oh yeah, let's add that one. So I can drop it right there. Wherever my cursor, that line is, it'll drop the sound file there. So let's just drop it here. I'm just going to move in segment here. I'm going to move over here so you can actually see the transitions. That one. You see that transition coming up, so bring it down. There you go. So it transitions to the tiny client, which is really cool. Like things like that you can do, right? The next thing I would love to see, I'm gonna export this right now. So you can actually just go up here and export this. Once you're done, you just export it out, name your thing, what path you're gonna put this in. You can do 1080p, 2.7K, and you can also do in 4K as well. So I'm gonna do 4K. You can do encoding 264, 265, and ProRes. I usually do 265. You can remove grain if you want to. I don't really need to. It just takes a little bit longer to export. So I'm gonna export it. While I'm doing that, the one thing I would love to see, and I put in a request for this to my contact at Insta360, is to I would love to see this turn into a CapCut type of editor, because like I say, I like to compare this with CapCut because I use CapCut quite a bit and I love it. It's so easy to use. Anybody can really pick up CapCut and just use it and get good results out of it. Whereas, you know, Premiere is a great, you know, you're talking about flagship video editors like Premiere, DaVinci, even Corel has it. Those are great apps and they're amazing, but you do need the knowledge, you do need the skill, and you do need the program, which is not cheap. You know, DaVinci has a free version. Premiere does not. Premiere is Adobe, right? It's expensive. It's not cheap. DaVinci, even the free version is kind of limited. And like I use Power Director, which is probably the cheapest you could buy. It's like, I think it's like $59 US or whatever. And I've been using that exclusively. And then I found CapCut. CapCut released the desktop version because I was using the Android version on the phone, and it actually works really good on the phone. When CapCut released the desktop version free, I'm like, this is phenomenal. And they keep having updates and they keep adding new stuff to it, right? The one thing that CapCut has that I love, now I'll still go back to that for very easy to use application for exporting any of my videos for social media platform, is the ability to use LUTs. And what LUTs is it stands for lookup tables. What it basically does is if you've heard of the 10-bit color grading and all that crap, blah, 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 blah. Ace Pro doesn't have 10-bit. It's 8-bit, but you can still color grade. You just can't push the colors that you can with 10-bit, right? And I do it all the time. And Ace Pro handles processing and color grading pretty good in the camera in real time, especially underwater, right? We've seen countless examples of the Ace Pro pumping out videos that are just color processed, not perfect, but pretty good out of the camera and usable without having to go and then bring it into another platform and do color grading, which I've been doing for years and years, right? Now, that said, CapCut is a great bridge to that. So let's say if I bring in this video here, I'm dealing with the 360 and the 4K. You know, I shot in flat profile for my dashboard filming there, right? So it looks a little flat, right? Even a Color Plus adds a little bit of exposure to it, but doesn't really add much color to it. It's still a little bit better than what it was originally. Now, what CapCut allows me to do is I can take that segment of video. I can do the same here. I can put multiple segments of videos in. I can take that segment of video and I can color grade that segment and then export it right out of CapCut without having to go into Premiere or DaVinci or you know, when I want to do serious color grading and I'm getting into the nitty-gritty of very fine tweaking for color, I'll use DaVinci because I can do it with DaVinci. But if I need something quick, which is 90%, I would say 85%, 90% of the time, I can just push it, especially with the Ace Pro. The color is good coming out of it. It doesn't really require a lot of color grading. So what CapCut allows me to do is allows me to actually bring in external LUTs. You can download LUTs. You can download LUTs. They're free. Most of it's free, and you can download all sorts of. I literally have hundreds of them, and you can get them from like camera companies like Canon. They have their own LUTs, and ones that I use quite a bit for my drone is the DJI. DJI has their own set of LUTs that you just pop it into a drone and it just looks perfect, right? Because most of the time I shoot flat profile or I shoot 10-bit. But like CapCut allows you to do it right there, and it's so easy. You just pick out the video adjustments, and it has a section where it has the color balance and exposure and contrast and saturation, the usual adjustments for images and videos is there, but then you can use LUTs as well. I would love to see that. Oh, I'm done here. I would love to see the future implementations of LUTs in Insta360 Studio. I've put in my request, and hopefully they'll listen. I don't think it'll be too hard because this is a very similar interface to the CapCut interface, and also to have the fine adjustments. I know we have Color Plus, but it'd be nice to have the sliders for contrast, exposure, saturation, you know, that kind of stuff. That's pretty standard stuff for any video editor software or image editing software, right? We should be seeing that with this upgrade or future upgrades. I'm hoping with Insta360 Studio, but amazing improvement. This is a leap from their last version of what it can do. It's becoming more and more like an all-in-one package. So you can do everything in one now, which is what I think we're all striving for, right? To add that extra few things in, like I'll still be using my CapCut for those things, but I think a majority of my editing for video, whether it's the 4K or the 360, it's going to be mainly done on here. If I want to add those special audio features or do some color grading, quick color grading, I'll probably use CapCut, right, to finish it off and then export it. So I've got this exported out. I'm just going to shut this down. Let's bring this up. So this is the test video here. Yeah, so I've got the audio here, nice and simple. I'm just gonna fasten. You've got the little label that comes there. I think I flipped that. Should be 360 on top. But I'm just gonna fast forward to. I think it's coming up here. So you see the transition on here, and it's gonna flip to my 360 Tiny Planet. Hopefully soon. I got this new software, this screen recording software. It's pretty cool. It's called OBS. It's free. It's freeware. It's open source. Works really good. And you can do a whole bunch of customizations too. So, anyways, so there it goes. See that? Flip over. So now I'm doing Tiny Planet. I should do the tracking where it actually tracks me walking around. So this is a good example of combining different types of video into that one package and then export it and then do some, you know, minor text adding, use it, that kind of thing. So this is great. I love this update, and I'm gonna hope to see some more additions in the future update. Great job, Insta360. Keep up the great work. Adios. Respect. Take care, guys.